Hello, I'm here to talk to you today about the new online game Final Fantasy XIV. Um, Several issues with it that I wish I was made aware of before I made the purchase. So I just wanted to share with anybody who is thinking about buying the game what I found the hard way. So anyway, first thing I'd like to talk about is just as far as the account information goes, the payment plan. There's a base charge of I think $10 a month, and then you pay for slots where your characters can live in, and you can buy 1 to 8 slots. The more slots, the more you pay. So this is a little different, but it was a little annoying. While this is loading, the other thing I like to talk about, all the servers are in Tokyo, Japan. So it doesn't matter. I mean, anybody playing in North America or Europe or whatever. I mean, you're basically connecting to servers in Tokyo. Ping times there are around 250 to 300 milliseconds, even if you're on broadband. But as you'll find out, the lag pretty much makes the game insanely unplayable. This is pretty typical too of long load times. So the first thing I like to point out that's annoying is in many games you have hotkeys that you can open, like your map quickly or something like that with one keystroke. You can't do that here. You have to open this side menu to get to pretty much anything. If you want to look at your gear, you have to click, attributes and gear, and then of course that's how long it took to pop up. It takes, forever. If you want to equip something, you actually have to click on the slot, and then it'll tell you what you can equip. But there's serious lag everywhere. Just clicking around is ridiculous. I'd like to show you a fight sequence while I'm out here. I'll just fight one of these guys here. First of all, when you had to select things, you have to use your mouse all the time. I mean, you're going to be clicking your mouse like crazy all over the place. In this case, you can see down in the lower right, we have a blue con. So that means this is a pretty easy mob for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to equip myself as a pugilist, or whatever they call it. It's basically a monk. And I've set up a macro to basically configure all my slots because the way you can set up your slots, nothing is automatic, and so you can change between different classes by equipping your primary weapon or primary item. If you want to be a fisherman, you equip your fishing pole. To be a pugilist, here we have to equip our whatever this thing is called. It's a hora or whatever. This weathered hora. So we equip that, and then we magically become a pugilist. Anyway, so wait for this to close. So I have to target the mob, and then you can lock in on the mob, pushing the lock-in key, and then you have to initiate the battle. Now, here you can see I'm too far away. The message pops up, but it takes a while because of the severe lag. So here I'm going to show you. I'm going to start hitting. I'm going to press the attack now. Okay, right when I said now is when I started, and there he just punched. And you basically sit here and just have to mash this key over and over again. And as you can see, on the left, there's everything's coming through basically very laggy, very slow. Maybe a few seconds after I hit stuff. So now I'm going to hit this concussive blow, which is my number 2 item, which, because if you look over here, I forget what they're called, TPs, tactical points or something. Anyway, because I've accumulated 3,000, I can use some special moves. Now I'm going to hit it. I'm going to hit it now. And as you can see, look how long he took to actually hit that thing. And of course, it shows that my concussive blow has landed. And here I hit another one, but it didn't take. And that's one of the things that you see a lot of. You know, you hit a button, and it starts to do the move, but you know, then it may or may not actually go or work. One of the big problems with this is some of these moves. You know, for example, there's one move I have here called Haymaker that is only usable immediately after an evade. The problem is I don't know that the only way I know that I've evaded is by looking at the text, and the text and the evade message doesn't come for several seconds after the actual evade. So by the time I see the message and execute the Haymaker, it comes back and tells me you cannot perform that action right now. So 90% of the time you can't use any of those special moves because the lag is ridiculous. Here I'm going to go ahead and use Second Wind, which basically regenerates some of my health. And that was basically the fight. I mean, it takes forever. There's severe lag. It's not fun. I mean, there's no skill involved. It's just you basically running around trying to find, you know, these mobs to fight, and then you sit there in a one-on-one battle, and everything's pretty stagnant. There's no really great animation. There's nothing. I mean, it's just really boring. So anyway, let me go to the next part. Okay, so another thing we'd like to talk about is passive mode versus fighting mode. So before you can fight anything, you have to enter fighting mode, and before you can do most other things, you have to enter passive mode. Here's the delay for entering the modes. I'm going to push the key to enter fighting mode now. There he goes. It took like 2 seconds, and I'm going to hit it to come out to go into passive mode now. And there you can see he's gone in and out like extremely slow. So here's me. I'm running. Say I'm running through. In order to turn on auto run, you have to push the direction and then hold the auto run down for a moment. So I'm running auto run, and then all of a sudden, like, say I come across a monster, a mob that I want to fight, and I see it there. So I have to go. There, I've hit the key to go into fighting mode, or actually it didn't even work. It didn't take. Hit the key to go into fighting mode, and there it is. It like took that long to come around and click it to change into fighting mode. So that's a little annoying. Come out of fighting mode, passive mode, and now what I want to do is I want to teleport. Now the way the teleport works is you have to bring your menu open, of course, and you can use, there's a teleport and a return. A return will basically bring you back to your last bind spot that you used, and it uses what's called anima to return. It costs 2 anima to return to use a return, and it costs 4 anima to use a teleport, and that slowly regenerates. Basically that limits your teleporting per day. So I'm just going to return and show you another thing that I greatly dislike about the quest mechanism. Most RPGs or whatever, you can stack up several quests, 20, 30 quests or whatever, and you're free to run around and do whatever parts of a quest here or there, whatever, and it keeps track of it. In Final Fantasy XIV, you're not allowed to do that. You basically you have to